Alright, so today we're going to be discussing how to create a text box in C++, and also while we're at it, probably discuss how to create a basically like static text. So last video we just talked about how to create a window with a button. Well, not the window part. Window part was a few videos ago, but we just talked about how to create a button, response to a click. So response to a click, that's pretty cool. Now we're going to be talking about how to create a text box. So basically, we know that in Windows, the slogan goes, everything's a window. So just like we used create a window W to create a push button, we're going to use the same function to create a text box. So we're going to do create window, right? And class name in this case is going to be edit, right? That's a predefined class name. Window name, that's gonna be whatever, like the default text, I guess, in the text box, like the text that first appears in the text box when you open the window. So I don't know, just like type here or something, right? Type here. Now style. Now this window that we create, this text box, we want it to be in our window, our main window. So do ws child. We want it to be visible, so ws visible, and we want it, well, I think another style we can do, I found this works, is we can do edit style and left to make sure all our text is left aligned, right? I'm gonna test. I'm actually not exactly sure if we need this. I'm gonna test later on though, probably later in the video if we need this. So, but I'll just show you the way to create a text box first. So XY, you know the drill. The XY coordinates are the top left corner of the text box. So 20 and 100. Actually make it 100, 100. Okay. Width of the text box, make it like 200 pixels. Height, usually 20. Actually, I think 30 pixels works well. And handle to window parent is just a handle to a window in our cool proc. So H2ND. Handle to a menu. We don't need that for a text box. And H instance, we don't need that. LP param, we don't need that. So let's see if this works. We're not going to be getting a WM command message for our text box. So okay, we'll get rid of that. Let's see if this works. And alright, so we have a text box. Now this doesn't look very text boxy. It's because I think one other thing we need to specify is WS border, right? To make sure our text box has a border. Because otherwise, if our background is like white, which would be the same background as the text box, it'll look like we're typing in thin air, which you might want depending on what you want to do. So there we go. We have a nice text box. Type here. Very cool. Yeah. So I mean, cool text box. And if you notice, or maybe you don't notice, but if you get rid of the translate message, right? Let's see what happens. In our message loop, if you get rid of translate message, we will see you can't type into our text box, right? So we need translate message. That's important because that's the one that deals with keyboard events and keyboard key codes and stuff like that. So pretty good. We know how to create a text box. I think a better height for the text box would be 20, but so okay, hold on. Let me run this thing real quick. I'm about to tell you something. So we notice a pretty nice text box right here. Now in some Windows applications, you might want like a little 3D border or something like that. And there is a very easy way to get that. Instead of using create window W, we need to use a create window XW. And then use, so we know that, I mean, we can see a first argument needs to be the extended style. So we can just use WS extended and client edge, which produces a nice edge. So let's see if this works. And there we go, we have a nice edge. So yeah. And yeah, pretty cool. So yeah. So I mean, pretty cool text box, really. Now we can test if we need the extended style, not extended style, edit style left. So I'd suggest having it, but let's see what happens if we don't. So I mean, it works all the same, really. Yeah, you don't need you don't need the edit style left, but I'd probably suggest having it there just in case. So while we're on text boxes, we can very easily create a static text, right? Just a piece of text that's in your window. So to create some piece of static text, we don't need the create window W. We don't need the create window XW. We can just change this to static, our class name to static. Um, Window name, window text. Here's some text. I don't know. And child visible border. We don't need a border for this. And we'll keep this all the same. So let's see if this works. And there we go. Here is some text. The background is, the background is a little ugly. Because the background in the actual static text is color underscore window, whereas we set the background of our actual window to color underscore window plus 1. So if we fix that real quick, we fix that, we should get a nice blend in. So let's see. And there we go. Yeah. So here's some text. So I mean, really, difference between edit control, static control is like barely anything. So now you know how to create both. Next video, we will see. I think we might talk about how to create a simple application, maybe like a simple, I don't know, password verification thing. But until then, follow for more, and I will see you in the next video, whether that be about math, science, this, or I don't know. So see you then.